Hi there, welcome to the CISSP Twister of the Day number 131. As you know, my name is Manoj Sharma and I help you pass your CISSP exam. I do run a very specific program and very popular program called as CISSP Success Toolkit. This is the first toolkit which help you end to end for passing your CISSP exam. Now with that said, let's get into this particular TOTD. This particular twister has been picked up from the CISSP objective number 5.5.4, and this particular objective is a new objective as per the upcoming changes from April 15, 2024. It talks about privilege escalation, alright, and privilege escalation is a very you can say one of the, if you see the cyber kill chain as well, privilege escalation is one of the key steps for an attacker to gain control onto other systems and do the lateral movement. And for that, there are various ways in which a privilege escalation can happen. It might be due to misconfigurations, or maybe through social engineering, and maybe using a very weak password and those kind of stuff. One of the way is also sudo. Now what is sudo? Sudo is basically a function or a kind of command, you can say, mostly used in Linux systems, and this is just, you can compare it with something we use in Windows called as right click and run as admin. So if you are running in normal privileges, you can just right click and run as admin. I hope you got some idea about sudo. I am going to give you a practice for sudo today, and here is the question. Feel free to pause this particular video, take a minute to answer this particular question, and then it will follow with an explanation after 10 seconds. I hope you might have identified your answer. If not, feel free to pause it again and answer it. But in just the interest of making the video as short, let me start explaining this. An organization discovers that a privileged user, so privileged user is the keyword, has been misusing sudo access. So misusing sudo access. Which of the following is the first step the organization should take? So it happened to be that a particular administrator, let's say privileged user can be an administrator as well. If the administrator itself might be misusing the sudo access and doing something which is mischievous or not good for the organization, what as a CISSP professional you are going to advise for? First thing, sudo is a very important function into the entire thing, and we don't give sudo access to each and everyone. It is only the privileged users who are given the sudo access, and you need to monitor these things very closely to make sure that nobody is misusing the sudo access. With that said, let's get into these particular options. We will start from the bottom this side. So the option number D says review and update the sudo configuration files. Review and updating the sudo configuration file is definitely one of the action which must be taken, and you need to regularly review the sudo files so that there is no unnecessary changes. Somebody has not tempered it and made new changes, given access to themselves as well. So reviewing it periodically and updating it all the time is a very good exercise, but that is something which is periodic. It's not the first step. I think there is something also which need to be done before this. So I think based on that, let's eliminate this particular option. Option number C says implement stricter password policies. I'm not sure how password being strong is going to help in this particular case, because this guy is already an admin and he is misusing the sudo access. So I think password is something which comes before this, and the guy is still misusing it. it's not that somebody else is going to compromise the password, is that the person integrity itself is not good. So that is the reason why it makes sense to eliminate this option as well. Let's go to the option number B, which says conduct a forensic investigation. In some cases, if you feel like a cybercrime has happened and something is worth investigating as well, it makes complete sense to go for a forensic investigation. But forensic investigation is a reactive approach. It comes at a later point in time. And I think what we are searching for is the first step the organization should take. So in that case, I think it makes sense to eliminate forensic investigation as well. Now let's review the option number A, which is remaining here. Revoke the user sudo privileges. So I think this is the one something which you should immediately do. You should not just keep waiting that the guy is going to again use it, then we are going to catch it, then we are going to do the forensic investigation, then we will do the review and all of that. I think if you find any misuse of the sudo access, strict action has to be taken immediately, and one of the strict action is you first and foremost disable the access and then take any other step. So that is why option number A, revoking the user sudo privileges, is the first action which you should take. So this is the kind of questions which always come in the CISSP exam. It's nothing that you need to know a lot about. Most of the time these kind of options are there based on your common sense and your security sense. So more of that you have to apply. All that, whatever you are reading, whatever books you have read, whatever content you have covered, is all to make you or give you a platform of understanding where you can take much more efficient decisions when it comes to security. And exactly that is what is tested in the CISSP exam. I hope this particular approach and this particular explanation might have helped you and given you a particular perspective. If this is helping you, consider subscribing to this and visiting to cybernous.com, because that is where I run the entire CISSP Success Toolkit. It is the biggest program ever in CISSP history which we are running. We are not just preparing you on the concept basis, we are also preparing you with the practice of the questions, so that when you go to the real CISSP exam, it becomes a cake for you. It's a challenging exam and practicing questions is very, very important. Right? With that said, thank you very much for joining me today, and I am going to see you in another video. Thank you so much.